series of 4 puzzles for you to solve, each of which could be worth up to $20. But instead of you all working on them together, you will individually take turns working on each puzzle in increments of 20 seconds. Think of it as a kind of relay. Whoever goes first works on the puzzle for 20 seconds, and then the second person takes over for the next 20 seconds, and so forth. You'll take your turns following a fixed rotation, and your order in the rotation was decided in advance by the mole.
Oh.
That order is as follows.
Interesting.
Oh.
Interesting.
Huh.
When did the mole decide this?
So,
Apparently at dinner, because that's the tables we sat at.
do the people at the end have the last?
Oh my goodness.
Went to dinner last night before we did our second challenge, and it was interesting. So the way we were split up at 2 different tables. My table was me, Matt, Nate, Mira, and Steven. So it's interesting because Steven got up to go to the bathroom at one point, and he came back and he was like, hey guys, just so you know, everyone's in their teams to the next challenge, and made like a joke since we were at 2 separate tables. So I don't know what to make of that, because it's a little bit of, if that was the case, why would he say that? But also it'd be a really weird coincidence if that wasn't the case.
There was a comment made at dinner last night at a table that I was not at, that someone joked that said, pay attention to what tables you're at. That's going to be your teams for the next mission. Lo and behold, it is the exact order that we went in the next mission. So I'm of the mind that the mole was sitting at that table. I do not think it was the person that said it. I don't think the mole would be that obvious. I do think the mole heard it and said, interesting, that's a way to cast suspicion.
What the?
Apparently at dinner, because those are the tables we sat at.
And that was not
Matt,
a
Nate,
coincidence.
me, Wayne, Steven were at one table. Nina, Kat, Richard, Trish, and Sarah were at the other.
Ate them up with that. You thought you was
That's interesting.
The mole is observant, I can tell, because they put us in groups of where we were sitting at the dinner tables. Mira noted very early on that we were in those groups. So some people thought maybe that's the mole trying to do it, but I think that's just the way Mira thinks. We all think as individuals, like we're like, where's my name? Mira, and you just think sees the whole picture.
Mira originally was not on my radar. Now she's like a maybe. Within like 30 seconds or less, she noticed that the list was the 2 tables that we sat at during dinner. So I think that's a little suspicious, because when I was looking, and I think this is how other people would look to see where I was ranked and why I was ranked there, but she was trying to figure out why the order was the order rather than looking at her name specifically. So I think that could be a little mole-ish, maybe like she knew exactly why she picked it, so she pointed it out so that people are to start confusion, and maybe make people think that she's not the mole.
But does that mean that people at the end get to do the puzzle last, or is it just like a rotating order?
I think no, that's exactly what it means.
Yeah, it goes from 10 back to 1, right?
Yep.
When a puzzle is solved, whoever finished it, the solver, is removed from the rotation for the rest of the challenge. After each person's turn, the dollar amount decreases. For example, the second person solves it. If the second person in rotation solves it, they would have earned $19. If the third person solved it, $18, and so on.
Your time begins now.
Okay, it's a math grid puzzle. Fill in the blank spaces with numbers 1 through 9 so all the equations are correct vertically and horizontally. Use each number only once. Let's see, this is going to have to be more than 10.
Time.
So it's just like addition and subtraction. You're only throwing in 9 numbers. So I try to throw it in some. I don't know. It's like you're gonna have like something plus something minus something to be a total.
They all add up to the same.
They all add up to 9?
It's like 10,
Okay,
15.
but you have the numbers on the side of what it is add up to.
Yes, you know what the column.
Oh, so we can start figuring out what's the different ways that add up to.
So is it number 1?
We
We had to do 4 different puzzles in varying difficulty, and we only had 20-second increments, which is what really like stressed me out. I can do puzzles like the ones we did, just not in 20 seconds with 10 people watching me.
Right, but there's like 3 numbers involved in the equation. Okay.
So each one has 3.
Yeah.
So it'll be like 1, 5, 7, and then 2. Okay, I got it.
Right, so if it like equals 10, it's not just like you can try 7 plus 3, 6 plus 4. There's like another factor, right?
I got you.
Time.
Alright, puzzle. We're gonna move it back to the other side.
Yeah.
Just to make it a little bit harder for you guys. Just a little.
How are we looking at it?
Not good.
Go ahead.
Mira was ahead of me and I was watching her pretty closely, and at one point she was erasing, I mean everyone was erasing numbers, but she erased a 9 from a square and immediately like put it right back, so it didn't seem like there was any rhyme or reason to what she was doing, just kind of maybe messing with the puzzle to make it more difficult.
6, 10.
But there's subtraction with that too.
There's subtraction also.
Okay.
Oh, I grabbed your drink name.
Time.
He's good at math. Yeah, actuary.
It's a tip to get this right.
My first time around, I noticed that there was a lot of numbers not in the right spot, so I pretty much erased the entire right side and rewrote in the numbers to make everything match. So after I went, pretty much just the left column was wrong.
Insurance. Reinsurance.
Insurance that $15.
Oh.
Is it close?
I think it's pretty close. Check if any numbers were repeated.
It's all 1, 2, 3, 4,
Can't repeat.
5, 6.
Check.
seven, eight,
Check.
nine.
Check.
Yeah.
Check.
Check.
Yeah, not correct.
Okay, new
Not
sign's
correct.
over.
Good try.
Cat.
You got this, cat.
Okay, your time starts now.
Oh, shit.
I'm not good at math. I will be the first to admit that.
Just check which ones are wrong, and then
I have no
Rich
idea
can
which
figure that out.
Start horizontal and then go.
First column, bottom row, and you just
Just add them up. Erase them.
I feel like that one's the wrong one.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Time.
Okay, I'm sorry.
We can only use the numbers once or not. Yeah.
This side is wrong. 9 minus 8 plus 6 is not 9, so I would start here, whoever's next.
There's no way to do that with those 3 numbers.
Right. So this has to be wrong here somewhere.
Time.
Alright.
This is the easy one, are we sure?
You got this trash.
Time.
Wow, okay. Weird.
Rolling.
Okay. Can we use 0?
1 through 9.
I don't know.
On the right column, make it 3 and then
Time.
on the bottom.
Okay, I did that.
Something minus 2 plus 3 equals 5, so I need this. So this needs to be 4.
Every time, like, we would go up, the numbers were like erased or put in the wrong place, and it was really hard to like keep track of what we were supposed to do.
And then something plus 4, so this needs to be 5. So 8 minus 3, and then 7 plus something minus 2. 7 plus blank minus 2. Okay, we just need one number, and I can't figure out which one it is. We just needed the middle number.
Steven kind of pushed himself ahead of me and went ahead of me out of turn. I didn't know if that was like an attempt to maybe get us disqualified for the round, lose some money that way.
Yeah, the middle number is different.
yeah.
Noted.
You gotta check the bottom left. That's starts off as a negative, which shouldn't.
8 minus
That has to
3
be
is
14,
5
this has to be a high number.
plus 3 is the 9.
Time.
Should just all work together? So maybe 8 is we need to change 3. Because we tried 9 and tried 8, we need to go lower and then off.
Yeah, this has to be 9.
Time.
Right.
It could be 7 minus 2.
6.
I mean, there's already an 8.
Yeah, I think change the 8 to 7.
I'm gonna do that.
Plus 4.
Change it to a 3.
There seemed to be a few mathematicians, and Richard was behind me in line,
and he was talking about how like a 3 needed to be written down, and like the 8 was erased, and so I wrote down 3, and it was completely wrong.
Yeah. I'm confident when I saw this.
I'm pretty suspect of Richard. He's a poker player. He's just been a little like sus on vibes.
-1 plus 4, 6.
Okay.
Oh shit. So whoever goes next, start. These are right here.
Okay.
This side and this side. Just try and fill this.
Try to finish it.
2 left.
I have no faith in mine.
This can't be mine.
I'm just gonna put numbers in at this point. Like,
That second one
What's
can't
it?
be 1 because
it can't be 1? Okay. 3 minus 2 is 1. Yeah.
Number of subtraction on both sides of that.
I'm just gonna put some that add up and hope for the best. No,
No, they were saying it was equal 9.
that's not gonna. We're in trouble.
yeah, the top left has to be a prime number.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Good job, guys.
Good hustle!
Can we see the answer?
So we're all not very bright. So we got none. Right.
There's a pattern.
We had Nate up there.
Mark, set, go.
Puzzle of words. Find these 18 words in the puzzle from letter to, it can be vertical, horizontal, spell the words. The words do not overlap.
Word search, just go for
Just
it.
go for it. Yeah.
The next one was a word search, but it wasn't like a regular word search. It was like playing strands for like the New York Times game. And the person who read the directions did not finish reading them, which was Matt. And that was because Steven cut him off and just told him to go.
So don't overlap, right?
If we can just get 1 per person, we can at least get $2.
Sorry.
There's a lot of words
Can
for
you
3 minutes and 20
Can
seconds.
you name some of the words as you do them so I can?
Agent.
Agent.
Guilt was one I saw.
Agent. Found agent.
We just can't like.
Betray is the next word.
And then what we get is going to be easier for people.
Betray. Found betray.
Good job.
Deceit is next.
Deceit is next.
Deceit.
Deceive.
This never happens in games. It's hard to.
Duped is after deceived, just because I can't find deceived.
Time.
I sit. I need like a pencil. Quiet. Can you read some of the words to us?
Deceit, exempt, faker, false.
Time.
And they don't overlap, right?
Sorry.
There's no.
Did you search the word?
Yeah.
Do we have to search
Time.
in order?
No, it doesn't be.
Oh yeah, just scratch it off. Because they don't overlap, so you can scratch it, so you don't
I
stare.
see one. I see one
No.
overlap.
Are you sure?
That's what you said,
The
right?
directions say they don't overlap.
So yeah, scratch them when you find them then, I guess. So we can...
Yeah, really hard to fit.
Time.
Jesus.
For the people on that side, look for a word and pick a word to look for, and then look for it on the other side. So you're not all looking for the same word.
Yeah.
I'm looking for deceive, and I feel like that's the wrong choice, but I'm committed.
Time.
It could be done.
Is mislead a word?
Yeah.
Okay, good. It's right here.
Nice. I'm looking for line.
Look for RYs for mystery though.
Time. So the request participation from the gallery. Time. The word mole was Mira. Eyes. I feel like that counts as participation. Time.
Can they move at the side? There's duped like an angle. Does it have to be a straight line? It doesn't have to be a straight line. It doesn't have to be a straight line. Dupe goes on the side.
Shoot.
We spent far too long looking for words in skipping over the little clusters of them because we thought we couldn't do it that way.
We didn't know that it could be in any direction. We thought it was only diagonal, left and right.
Oh, that's why I couldn't
Is
find
trick
mole.
one of the words? I saw trick.
Mole's directly in the middle, directly in the middle in a square.
Time, less participation from the gallery.
I didn't wait till tomorrow to do.
Did you get the last one? One more. Directions. Play strands.
There's nothing through.
Did someone scratch too much? Do we already get ruse?
I found it. Yeah, I found it right here. Ruse.
Okay.
Check.
That check. Check. This means we can start.
Looks good to me. Should I cross this off? Yeah.
We got money!
Come on, Casino.
You got $3. Let's go.
That was cat.
$3, baby.
No,
Or no, it was.
that was our second time around.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
even if I waited, they would have got less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, we're, yeah.
No, we're happy.
$3 in the pot.
I'm going to
Then you're
read the
gonna solve it.
instructions out loud.
Yeah.
Ready?
And go.
Balance the 10 outer nails on top of the center nail. What? Okay.
Oh, hell.
On top. Do they have to be standing? Can we just lay the middle nail down?
Time.
No, the middle nail has to be.
It has to be upright.
Yeah.
Okay. But the other one.
Can you flip it upside down?
I was
Well,
thinking the
there's
same
a
thing.
there's a little groove on the nail. Okay, there has to be a trick. 'Cause there's no chance. Can we move the middle nail?
Time.
Okay. Yeah. There's a groove, but there's no way to tell they're going on it. Nobody has any ideas.
Time.
I have
no idea.
I
Flip it upside down.
flip it upside
That
down.
should
That might have been on.
Oh. Can we just lay
Put it on the paper. The paper's a little bit.
Put it on
I don't know if the nail head is actually flat.
You're just gonna bounce your hand on top of it? Will that count?
Hey, what's worth a shot?
He said no. He said no.
Try it.
I tried to make a 5x5 grid on my hand. I don't know how I thought that was gonna make it on the nail. I had to try something.
Check.
That was the most pointless fucking
I don't know.
No, I mean,
I mean, no, we don't have anything better.
Balance and counterbalance.
Oh.
but how in the hell?
Yeah, Kay is never like.
Time.
Oh my gosh. Just the only way I have to just this in my head. There's no way.
Time.
There's gonna be like special grooves on them where.
Groovy.
Time.
So emphatic.
Two of them, you know, little partners, and they all go to the hideaway together. No. What the hell?
Time.
Okay, so could you just like hammer it in, like a stick up?
We hammer all the nails with the
Anyone have a hammer? I think it's got to like, it has to crisscross or something. I was wondering, you stand this straight up.
There's gotta be a way to do
Time.
There's no way they can expect us to stand straight.
Oh man, this is embarrassing.
So give us an easy challenge and then give us this.
it. Like intersect. They have to scissor!
I didn't have another word to describe it.
Is there rubber bands in these?
Oh yeah. Can I use my hair tie?
I know, it's like, you don't want to throw a cancer. It's not gonna work.
Time.
This puzzle's gonna be reversed.
We got the word search.
I have no idea.
Yeah, that's the
Eventually.
So then we got that money in the first challenge because he's gonna make looking cute.
All right.
I'm just gonna.
I ain't never seen some shit.
I'm so glad this is not
Where I wouldn't have any customers left.
I can't wait to receive a solution.
Yeah, I
This is a two-trick puzzle.
It is 100%.
Yeah, Mark, it's a.
Oh, he's just gonna go for it. He's not reading them. Okay.
Oh, arrange the pieces of every column and row has exactly one color of each shot, so like so do.
Okay. Oh, so you go with colors. Fuck. Is anyone bored of it? Time to find out.
Time.
Each row and column, or just row?
Each row.
I feel like the way it's going to be is the middle diagonal is going to be all the same color, and then the next one is going to be 4 colors, and then 1 on the other side, and then 3 colors and 2 on the other side.
Time.
Yeah, you need the yellow.
So you need the middle, the
This one
diagonal.
Can't go here because there's 2 blues, so this one can't go here.
Is that 2 greens?
This is 2 greens, yeah.
Oh, that's it. No, that's it.
Okay, yeah, there we go.
You think all on fire?
Oh, you're fine. I can't feel it.
Oh, it's a line, right?
Oh, that's green.
Time. Time.
Doesn't seem like yellow is going to be the middle color, so we should try a different color in the middle. Try blue.
I'm not allowed to do this, but I saw it on my mantle and it was not like a diagonal color.
Oh.
Okay. So I don't think
So fuck the diagonal.
So I think you're going to have to connect each like L to make a 3x2. So one is going to be 3x2, then 2x3, and then a 3x2, then a 2x2.
They have to scissor.
Yes.
There we go. Okay.
He's speaking
That's
a
some shit I
different
learned.
language.
Yep, mine.
Episode title.
They have to scissor.
They must.
Time. Time.
we're gonna let you talk.
We can help each other. We can't like cook on that side.
Where we want. Sit like.
Time.
Looks like we need a yellow and green in that first column.
We need 2 blacks in that third row.
Time.
I had at one point solved the first 2 rows and the most left-hand column minus a blue square in the bottom. And all you needed to do was put the piece I had placed there, like, in the actual puzzle.
I decided to completely destroy what she had and start over. I just wanted to try for my turn to do a different strategy because I just had a feeling that hers was not going to work. But I think she clocked that and thought it was maybe suspicious. So it's good that I have a little bit of suspicion on me.
These 2 should be right next to each other, the 2s.
He told everyone that these 2 pieces had to go together, and they actually don't. That doesn't work with the puzzle shapes. But everyone was like, okay, and very convinced that he was doing what was right.
There's a lot of reds in the last column.
Yeah, the first 2 columns. This is not working.
Time.
I really prefer black as the right strategy, so I
No.
How many more people are going? Sorry. In the middle.
Put that.
That'll work. Oh.
Yeah, then the black.
But then it's the yard there.
And
Y'all,
$99, all right. So there you go, get it. It's hard.
It's not gonna work. Now I'm just like trying things, which is not helpful. It's not gonna work. It's gonna be so close.
The puzzle challenge was not successful. We were all very tired.
Like, we sabotage yourself because those puzzles were just like impossible.
The problem with that type of challenge is it's an easy challenge to throw if most people are relatively incompetent at puzzles. It's an easy place for the mole to hide, or just, be a little slower, turn a piece one way when it should go another way.
I was the only one to earn any money. It's $3 we earned. We failed miserably and everything else, so it kind of sucked. But we had enough money in the pot from the first challenge to where overall we had a good day.
I hit a fake exemption, hoping someone thinks that, just to kind of cause some chaos. And I would love to work together.
Yes. I don't think you're a mole either, and I would also love to work together.
I feel like Trish and we are always each other's number ones.
Yeah.
So I don't really want to work all my information into being number two.
Yeah.
Kat is currently like my number one. We both play traders together. I unfortunately got them out like voting wise in that game, but we just vibe really well.
Last night, Nate and I decided that we were going to kind of try and form like I don't know if alliance is the right word, but like a little team where we are going to plant kind of suspicions on each other while trying to figure out together who the mole could be.
Smart strategies, but that's really a double engagement.
Yeah.
I feel like it would be smart for us to kind of like secretly throw each other's names out at people, give people a little bit more of a decoy so that they're a little more distracted to kind of get their heat off who the mole is, give us more time to figure it out.
Yeah.
And give us a better chance of doing better on the business, because if we know it's not happening to us, then the chances that double elimination goes and people have red flags in us, it's likely to be two of them and not us.
True. And I think it could work to our advantages too, because you were like a trader.
Yeah.
Traders, which is like very similar, but also I'm very quiet, so I like blend in a little bit more. I'm like a wallflower. I don't know.
And I think that was what got me watching our season. Everything was so quiet, and I was so convinced that she was the entire time. There's no information on the phone. At the end, I was like, shut up, how in the world? Our strategy is to kind of pair up, divide and conquer, and to throw suspicion on each other. So before each challenge and like after each challenge, when we're having private conversations with other people, we're really trying to put suspicion on each other, just so that way, since both of us think for almost a 99% chance that we're not the mole, we're just trying to get attention onto us, so that way we can kind of decipher who the mole is based on that information. Matt mentioned that I was in the way during like the budgets, like when everyone's kind of doing the budget, that I was like in the way. So you mentioned that.
And I can maybe like bring up like traders because like you blended in so well with that too, and it's like you're totally capable of it.
Right.
So
Yes. We just gotta grill each other while also nurturing each other. I think we can make it fun.
Yeah.
We have Sarah and Nina as like our main like people that we're looking at, but I'm also kind of looking at Richard because he's a poker player, and I feel like that could be such a good advantage. And also a lot of his answers in the dossier are not as like serious or like I don't know, yeah, serious, I guess, as like everyone else is. So that's kind of interesting to me.
I feel like Steven was someone in the challenge that I was very frustrated with.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, wait, are you like doing this on purpose to
Yeah.
throw us off? Or are you like actually trying to contribute and everyone else and like it's just somewhere else?
Yeah.
I just think it was really frustrated the entire time.
Yeah, it was very hard to tell. It was like hard to tell like who was throwing what.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Because like whenever it felt obvious, it was like, well, that can't be, but it could
yeah, exactly. I don't know who were the moles in the first 2 seasons, but I know 3 and 4 were both males, and I know every year female is one. So in my head, I'm like, oh, season 5, switch it up. It could be a female, and it also could be a returning male. And that would be a double.
Mira was the first one to point out that it was the tables.
True.
So I could see her.
Yeah, because I know that's one thing that I did on the trainer was like, I was like, oh, like it would be smart if they got.
Just think, why would
dagger?
Yeah.
For the very first thing.
True. But like in this game, like why would she like point out something so like like point it out for everyone to see?
Yeah.
So maybe like that's her strategy.
I'm kind of trying to take some strategies from the other LRGs I've played. Normally, I'm a very good social player, but I feel like, you know, the social game only gets you so far because there's only some people you can trust. But I think I'm trying to really tune into my inner trader and really kind of bring that to light. A lot of people don't suspect me as a mole because I was just a trader. So I really need to put more suspicion on myself. I think I'm being a little bit too much of a team player, so I'm definitely going to be using my injury as a bit of a crutch to kind of throw some of the next challenges and get some suspicion back on me. We got this.
You got this.
You got the HOH robe. I do.
It's like a HOH robe.
The halfers. I put myself in a very good position by earning money for the group early on. Because if there's any challenges today where a leader needs to be nominated or someone's able to split up the groups, I think that people will be able to look to me and know that I'll do the right thing.
I'm going to pay a lot of attention today to the people that I am less suspicious of and try and see if I've been led astray.
Cat. You are a mystery to me. I can't get a read on you.
This is my mole robe for now.
I think that I've actually just gained Matt's trust this morning by being open with him that I've watched him before. When I played up there, I was a fan of his, and you know, I've liked watching him and his husband on a previous season, so he seemed very receptive to wanting to work with me.
I've been talking to most of everybody, trying to play a very social game because I feel like people would think the mole would be very social, well integrated, so I am playing that part up.
More morning people or night people?
Night. Last night I really focused on the majorities of everyone. I'm going to try to do the majority for all of my answers. So, you know, if there's a question about astrological signs, I know there's more Tauruses than anyone else, so that's what I'll pick. So that's my strategy for the first round. Just try to hit everyone at least a couple times, and hopefully that's enough to make it through.
Ooh, favorite drink.
Ooh,
This one's hard.
I know there was at least 3 or 4 waters, but I don't know if that was the...
2 exact waters, and there's one that's like water and iced coffee.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, but water.
Is that the most popular?
With 2
With
exact water.
If a guy is the mole, it's Wayne. He is flying under the radar. He's also my bedmate, so he could, like, we're gonna have that bond, like, we're, like, hanging out, sharing thoughts, we were quizzing each other back and forth.
Marital status.
Single?
Mm-hmm. It was all single, 3 married, and 1 divorced. Yeah.
I'm not ruling anybody out. I'm kind of keeping everyone at arm's length because I feel like as soon as you get too comfortable thinking that somebody's not the mole, then you turn off your radar on them, and they could be sussing you, like secretly being the mole the whole time, and then you end up out.
I feel good about Matt. He was just the mole in Subversion, and he was chaos. And not that he would play the mole the same way, but I know that game, how he played that game really well, and he's different this time. And I think he would want to switch it up, knowing him, because I know him well.
Nina and I, we have like an emotional connection. So I felt like this with her early on, but I'm in this spot where I think I'm in a coalition with the mole. I think Nina is the mole, and she doesn't think I think she's the mole, and so maybe I need to keep her closer. Nina told me that a lot of people are suspicious of me, which is great. She's like, I'm gonna push people towards you. I'm like, cool. Hey, do you want me to push people towards you? Thinking that a player would be like, yeah, push people towards me. But she wasn't like that. She was like, that's what you want to do. And I was like, you don't want me pushing people towards you. Okay, Mole.
So treasure. So treasure. So excited that we're here. I don't want it to be. I'm trying to look at outside the challenge things. I'm trying to take in information of the games people have recently played. Like Sarah just played a game and was the mole. Matt was the mole in Subversion. Nate was a traitor in the Traitors. Wayne just played a mole game and was not the mole but won. Richard played an ORG of the Traitors and was a traitor and loved it when the other traitors all got banished and he was by himself. There's a lot going on. So I'm trying to look at the social aspects of things. Who's studying, who's got notes. That's what I'm trying to look at.
I think this mole is going to do one of two strategies. And they're either going to play the way I'm playing, which is loud and messy. Like their sabotage is going to be deliberate because no one thinks the mole would be that obvious, or it's going to be a quiet assassin. And I'm looking for both. And so far, my top suspects fit into one of those two categories.
Okay, me too. Not for anything he's done. Just shock and truly.
The people that are here think that I cannot lie, and they're very wrong. I have played, somehow, all of my games prior to this squeaky clean. These people that know me think that I can't lie, so they know if I was the mole, if asked, I would joke around and be like, oh my god, yeah I am. Of course I am. I'm the perfect choice. Because I can't lie. So if I was the mole, it's a double bluff. Because the mole's not going to say they are. And they know that I wouldn't be able to lie straight to their faces. So I'm just like, yeah, of course I am.
It wasn't Cat that switched back to me. It was me. So I'm entirely telling you that it was them because I didn't think it was right. Yeah. Because everybody was like, that would be Laura, that would be Laura. Yeah, so I'm like, you're doing it. And so I haven't spoken to anybody in that group yet because I'm like, you're literally casting suspicion on yourself. So for that reason, I don't think it's that. Because I'm like,
Yeah, I know because I don't that way. Yeah. Steven. I think Steven's playing them all very in your face. Like, I think right now in the house there's definitely a bit of a boys alliance, I think, going on for sure. We're all, for the most part, rooming together, too, except for Nate. But I'm definitely closer with Steven, closer with Richard, close with Matt. Also working with Nina, just since we were paired up with the first challenge. So we definitely are giving each other tips at this point, but I don't feel like I have any super close alliances right now. If anything, probably Matt more than anyone else.
The men are suspicious because they're men. That's fair. Only suspicious of men. Sorry.
I made very good inroads last night and had a ton of conversations. I feel like people really, I mean, they could be as good a bullshitter as I am, but I think that people seem like very eager to want to work with me and talk with me. Me and Sarah have a coalition for sure. And she was very open and honest with me from the beginning about her experience and that she had played the mole before and actually been the mole before. So she actually made the comment to me, like, you're playing how I was when I was the mole. So I thought that was funny.
Richard's a poker player, so I already know he's probably lying to me. He's befriended me in a way that I would do as the mole to somebody, so that makes me highly suspicious too. But also I would play that way as a player. I think it's important to have at least one ally, and I've been talking to Richard, and I think he's reporting back at least mildly accurately. And we might spread some stuff around to see where it sticks.
You brought sandwiches?
I did.
Do you have food allergies? Okay, I was like, just never know when you're hungry.
It was a long trip, so I was like, I packed a couple PB&Js, some
I was worried
candy that get like that sugar.
Sensitivities, and I was like,
Keep me
oh, I
alive
need
on
to
the
make sure I
road.
don't have anything.
Oh, yeah.
Plus, I knew I would be here till Sunday night.
Okay.
So I was like,
You knew you'd be here until Sunday?
Yeah, but
potentially.
Interesting
Okay.
wording.
Honestly, I'm suspicious of most people. There's people that I don't think are the mole, but you really don't want to rule them out early. The player that I'm most suspicious of is Nina. She was very quiet yesterday, reserved, which I think the mole would kind of lay back and observe on day one. She's played other games before, and I know she's played a few. I've actually seen her play, and she kind of downplayed her experience. And the same thing with Matt. He was very not forthright about his experience, which is crazy because I've seen him on 3 different shows now in like the last year and a half. And on the flip side, I've never seen Steven on a fucking thing, and he comes in here saying how many games he's played.
What day is your flight home?
It's I'm going to Chicago after this, so.
What day is your flight to Chicago?
It is Monday.
What time?
3:30.
Out of?
CMH.
Okay.
Yep. There we
You're
go.
a busy guy.
Yeah.
You got a fun like week planned.
I do.
Kind of jealous.
Yeah. Mira's tough, so I thought she could be cast as the mole, and that's one reason that I am rooming with her, so I can try to pick her brain a little bit here. She made a comment that she thought there would be 2 moles. It didn't seem like a genuine comment, like anyone legitimately thought we had 2 moles coming in. So it felt more like you'd say it to seem like you didn't know what was going on. What do you think of Wayne coming back and pushing that I come to the coffee shop?
Incorrectly talking about Steven because he was telling everyone that it was Steven that said the 2 table thing, and I was like, no, Matt said that. Steven said 1 leader, 3 groups of 3.
I feel like maybe he could be a mole, or he doesn't think Steven is trying to make us think it's Steven.
Because he's gonna put his antics on someone else, and that betters his chances. a possibility. I am slightly suspicious of Matt and Steven. However, they're playing very similarly to how Nathan played last year, which is to make everyone kind of think you're the mole by being very obvious about like the sabotaging and like the things you're saying and doing. I think Steven is playing so obvious as trying to be the mole that unless he's like triple bluffing, I don't think. And that's so much logistically to like keep track of.
I think any of my suspicions are more related to how people are behaving in general, not necessarily in the challenges.
I think like for my goal for the quiz, I'm gonna pick like 4 people and just like split the answers among them for like best shot at not going home.
Do we want to share your 4?
I might decide on them yet.
So then if I get knocked out, at least you have some information and vice versa.
That's true. They're probably gonna be the boys. At least 2 are gonna be boys. I'm probably gonna split a Rich and a Matt for sure. Just, you know, cover the bases.
I am a paranoid person in general, so I can't convince myself that everybody is the mole. But seeing how I think I would play mole, and when other people do stuff, or like I think Matt is not the mole. There was a thing last night. He has claimed he was only in 1 reality game, but people know he's been in multiple. But I also don't think the mole would want to lie about that. We have access to our phones. Seems a silly lie to draw. You don't want to add extra suspicion on yourself when you're the mole.
I think it's a battle of the wits between me and Sarah. Right away, like I felt like we had we were side-eyeing each other. We do not have trust. We don't. And right away I saw that she was like pulling Rich off to the side. And so I tried to already start to ice them out. I was like, Rich and Sarah, like at dinner, they went off by themselves. It was time to start the challenge. Where are Rich and Sarah? Oh, they're in a room with the door closed. So if they get along, I really want to try to ice Sarah out of information.
Sarah literally 3 months ago was just the mole in Who is the Mole? And I was talking with her last night and she was saying that and it's in her dossier too, that she overanalyzes and she has been taking a lot of notes on everything and trying to get a lot of information on people. And so I think she is overanalyzing because she's not the mole.
I think the mole right now is going to kind of want to lay a little low, maybe not be too loud, but also still be in the fray. And we interrogated Matt last night. Nina is part of it. She never really kind of shared her own suspicions. And I know when you are the one that's lying to people, it's harder to make up your stuff of who's suspicious when you know it's you.
This is y'all's table. I want to see if they make letters.
Yeah, maybe spell out a nice
And so
yeah.
this is Wayne, this is Matt, this is Nate, this is me, this is Steven, and then so you were farthest away, Sarah? You're over here?
Yes.
And then Richard?
Then Richard.
Then Trish.
And yeah, the team was between the final.
And then
across from
Nina.
Trish was Nina, and then Kat.
And Kat. Okay. So it went Matt to Nate to me to Wayne.
They did make an M.
Kind
sort
of.
of. I mean,
And
the other
then
thing.
it
Maybe this is the
went
other half of the M.
Nina to Kat
Oh.
to Richard to Trish.
Okay. I'm disappointed. I feel like they could have made an M. Like, come on,
Hmm.
Mole.
Okay. Well, this one could be like an N
It's probably an
backwards.
N. Yeah, and that's
An H?
maybe
A D?
I'm disappointed the Mole did not make an M for us.
Steven is at the bottom of my list because he's a little bit too loud about everything. So it could just be trying to throw us all off. But Matt, I'm not sure, because he really could, it could go either way. I could see him definitely being the mole and sneakily inserting fake information, but also feeding real information at the same time.
Steven's a smart guy. I want to work with him, I want to trust him, but he's so smart. And he's one of the first people that started pushing theories with me. He was the first one I think that started saying, I think the mole might be the female. I want a guy to win this season. And I was like, oh man, that'd be brilliant if you're pushing all the other guys towards the girls and you're the mole.
My top suspects right now are Kat, Nina, Trish, and Wayne. Trish had picked me up from the airport, and on the way back she was saying how she had to fight for her life in Challenge Great Lakes, and she's excited to come into a game not having to fight for her life. I feel like if you're not the mole, you technically are still fighting for your life. Maybe not people targeting you, but you're still trying to stay in the game. So that could have possibly been a slip up, or it could have been her just happy that no one has to vote her out. She's also not really studying as much as everyone else. I know she's someone who just loves to talk, so I know she's probably not even realizing that she's not studying and just so focused on talking with people. But it could also be because she already knows that she's the mole and doesn't need to study. So that's something to look out for too.
I'm here to say to the camera, I'm so sorry, but the moment there's an exemption or an advantage on that table, I will drain that pot to do it. Because I have to get a win, finally. And unfortunately, this is going to be an I will do everything to win season for me. And I'm so sorry.
I hate this little double elimination twist that they came up with, especially because it relies on all of us not dipping below average of the test scores before.
I'm hoping it's sooner versus later, obviously, because then there's more people, less of a chance for going home, but it kind of gives us extra anxiety. I'm also nervous about if we're going to know at the start of the execution if there's two, or if it's after the first one happens then we find out there's a second one. I have no idea how that's going to work, so it just adds to my anxiety.
So I've been talking to people and everybody seems like they don't know, that they don't have a lot of information, that they're pretty scared of when the double elimination is going to come into play and the average score dipping. And so part of me just wants to finish the quiz in like 5 seconds and not care if I get a 0, because I think it's highly likely that somebody else is going to get a 0. And if I finish it faster, I'm good. I don't want to continue that for beyond the first one, but I feel like for the first one, that is maybe a safe quiz strategy. We'll see.
I'm a very good test taker. I take tests very fast. That is the one thing that I think I'll finish the test the fastest. The thing I'm scared of is that normally in these games I rely on my social strategy or like an elimination to keep me in the game, but this is just literally like how good are you at sleuthing people and like figuring them out. I'm a little like nervous about it because I feel like the answers are kind of all across the board, so I'm trying to spread my answers out and not rule anybody out, because I feel like as soon as you do and then they end up being the mole, you could be out.
Yeah, it's tough, man. I really wish that it was 20 questions. It would make the strategy a lot more obvious, where you could just take the 9 players and put like 2 answers on each of them. But with only 10 questions, it's going to be tough. But I feel good about it. 10 has always been my lucky number. I was born on the 10th. You can't get too overconfident in this game, but I think that my previous experience and me playing poker for a living, I think that my strategy and my skill set is a little better suited than some of the other players. So I would look for me in the end.
I'm either really right or I'm really wrong, and we're gonna find out.
I think the mole is flying under the radar right now.
For the quiz, I'm definitely going to try to split my answers. A lot of people in the dossiers have similar answers for some of the questions, so in order to expand the amount of people per question, I'm going to try to answer with answers that refer to multiple people, so that I could possibly get more answers right and cover more people, and we'll see if that works.
I want to be the first male winner of the mole. I want to freaking take this home. I want to get my first W.
I cannot come back to a season after being second boot last season and somehow do worse. I can't. I will never live that down. I won't let myself live that down. Like this first or second boot, it cannot be me.
Good morning. Welcome to your first execution. The pot currently stands at $99.
Yeah! The mole ain't won.
Out of a possible $150 $180. In a moment, we'll display your names one at a time. If a green screen appears after your name is displayed, you remain in the game. If, however, a red screen appears after your name is displayed, you are the mole's first victim. Let's begin.
Oh fuck, why am I throwing?
You got this.
Oh, thank Jesus.
Cat. Nate. Trish. Well, I should have let that one build a little bit more.
We don't want her crying in the season.
I didn't cry the first season. I cried the first asshole.
Matt.
Let's go, let's go. Good job, man. So it's one of us four?
Oh. Steven.
Whoa. Damn. Steven. That's rough. Should have dumped that on that quiz.
Love you, Steven.
Love you guys. I had a plan going into this quiz, and the questions were a lot harder than I thought. I was trying to look like I was confident that I was not going home so that people would think that I was the mole, but that is now down the drain because I'm out.
As we keep going down.
Well, if people ask, if you're gonna ask me, Tim, please put me first. Make me a Greg. Make me a Greg. My name is always gonna be first. I'm just gonna be like, oh.
I'm glad I got to play. Thank you guys for having me. I also host a Survivor podcast, Tribal Lines podcast, if you guys want to check it out. And hopefully you'll see me soon in another game.